The golden gates of the Sussex Empire aren't just creaking, they are being torn off their hinges by the sheer weight of a crushing legal defeat and a matrimonial fracture that the world saw coming. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, has reportedly been dealt a staggering blow in his relentless crusade against the British establishment, ordered to cough up a jaw-dropping £12 million after a high-stakes legal gamble backfired in spectacular fashion. But the financial hemorrhaging is only half the story. As the ink dries on the court's order, a far more seismic shift is occurring behind the manicured hedges of Montecito. Meghan Markle, the Duchess who has long been the primary architect of the Sussex Brand, has reportedly declared a permanent break from Harry. This isn't just a temporary cooling-off period, it is a clinical, calculated pivot away from a prince who has become a liability to the very Hollywood stardom she craves. For years, Prince Harry has operated under the delusion that the British judicial system could be used as his personal tool for vengeance. However, the latest ruling has shattered that fantasy. Being ordered to pay £12 million isn't just a loss, it's a financial catastrophe that signals the end of Harry's untouchable status. This figure likely represents a combination of his own exorbitant legal fees and the court-ordered costs of his opponents, whom he aggressively pursued with what critics call thin evidence and thick entitlement. While Harry viewed his lawsuits as a mission to reform the media, many observers see it as a vanity project that has drained his coffers. For Meghan, a woman who has always kept one eye on the bottom line, this £12 million drain is an unmitigated disaster. She didn't trade the royal palaces of London for the bankruptcy courts of California. As Harry's legal crusade turns into a financial black hole, Meghan's controversial survival instinct has kicked in. When the ship starts sinking, the Duchess is the first to the lifeboats. It is no secret that Meghan Markle is the driving force behind the Sussexes' public image. From the Oprah interview to the Netflix docuseries, she has curated a narrative of victimhood and triumph. But as Harry's popularity continues to plummet and his legal defeats mount, he no longer fits the Prince Charming role in her Hollywood script. The permanent break, she has declared, is classic Meghan, a tactical maneuver to distance herself from a man who is increasingly seen as broken and obsessed with his past. By stepping away now, she preserves her own brand, detaching herself from the £12 million debt and the negative press that follows Harry like a shadow. To her critics, this is the ultimate proof of her controversial nature. She is a woman who uses people as stepping stones, and even a prince has an expiration date when he stops being useful to her ascent. The cracks in the Sussex marriage have been widening for months, but the legal loss was the final tremor. Harry has spent years looking backward, reliving the traumas of his youth through the lens of high court litigation. Meghan, conversely, is a creature of the future. She is interested in lifestyle brands, political influence, and the A-list social circles of Los Angeles. The friction between Harry's paranoia and Meghan's ambition has finally reached a breaking point. While Harry was in London fighting a losing battle, Meghan was reportedly building her own solo infrastructure. The declaration of a permanent break confirms what many royal insiders have whispered. Meghan is tired of being the emotional support system for a man who is perpetually at war with his own family and the media. Her controversial decision to distance herself is a cold, hard business move, one that leaves Harry alone in his £12 million ruin. The tragedy of Prince Harry is that he gave up everything: his family, his country, and his military titles, for a woman who is now essentially handing him his walking papers. Meghan's role in this saga has always been the most divisive. She encouraged the Megxit split, she fueled the fire of the Spare memoir, and now that the fallout is becoming too expensive and too messy, she is making her exit. The £12 million loss is the funeral for Harry's reputation as a crusader, and Meghan's permanent break is the final nail in the coffin of their shared ambition. She is already moving on to the next chapter, likely a solo rebrand that frames her as the survivor of a difficult marriage to a troubled prince. Harry is left with the bill, the bitterness, and the realization that his controversial wife was never truly his partner. She was his manager, and she just fired him.